Hi, this is Julie and welcome back to my channel. I realized in my other videos that I needed to give you some practical things that you can do to help you break free from depression. In part 4 of my videos, I referenced you back to my Instagram. I got that information from the Bible app, and it is actually from, and I put the link in the description of all 4 of the videos. It's an application that you could download on your Bible, and they have devotionals, and they have a lot for depression, anxiety, anger, abuse. There's a lot in there. And I don't want you to think that I'm trying to make you be religious or I'm telling you to go to church, because your relationship with God is your relationship with God, and that's between you and Him. I'm just telling you what I did and how being in residential care and being on medication and going to therapy, how they really didn't bring me to the place of freedom, that I wasn't still struggling with the thoughts that I was having or the feelings I was feeling, that my relationship with God is what gave me that freedom. Now, I believe that depression can be a chemical imbalance. It can be spiritual. It can be brought on by trauma, because traumatic experiences are hurtful. But I still believe that that was an attack that was meant on you to break you down. But all of these things, they touch a part of our body that's not physical. It goes past emotions. When you're struggling like every day, I believe that's your soul. And you can believe what you want to believe. And I'm not trying to force my opinions or my experiences on anyone, because they're mine. They're my experiences. So, what I want to do is just make sure that I give you information that you can choose to use or not, and that's up to you. But my desire is for you to be free. So what the Instagram post talks about, and the devotional, is renewing your mind, changing the self-talk that you have in yourself. It's for yourself. And it's kind of timely right now because September is Suicide Awareness Month, and it's also self-care month. So, self-care is one of the biggest things that you can do for yourself. It's okay for you to say, no, I can't do this, or no, I don't want to do that. Being kind to you. And I guess that's where I just kind of want to lead off, is with self-care, is taking care of you, because you matter. You're important. And if you don't take care of you and make sure that you're healthy, you can't be good for yourself. You can't be good for others. It affects your job. It affects school. It affects your relationships with other people, whether that's with your family, your friends, with your significant other. All of these things affect the relationship that you have with people, in whatever type of relationship is, even if it's a business relationship. So as I said, self-care is one of the biggest things. And then, like I said, following that, I believe that renewing your mind is the biggest thing. You have to change what they call automatic thoughts. So, you have these thoughts that are constantly coming at you, and that's the reason why I gave you guys the devotional, just to see just a piece of what it talks about, how to change those thoughts, how to think better about yourself, how to examine your thoughts. What are you thinking? What are you thinking about you? What are you thinking about other people? Are you trying your best to make sure that the things that you think, they're good thoughts, they're not bad thoughts? And whenever a bad thought comes to your head, and And it sounds crazy, and you know, you have to do what you have to do to get free, because I feel like this, my mental wellness and my freedom from depression was worth fighting for. So after going to a treatment facility and being on drugs and seeing different doctors and going through different therapies, and you know, and I still wasn't getting the freedom that I needed, that there was a wound to your soul, you know, and those things they're not measurable by other people. But the thing is, you don't want to focus on that. Yes, it happened. Yes, it was terrible. Yes, it was painful, because I've been so hurt that, you know, I couldn't breathe. You know, I couldn't even cry. Sometimes all you can do is cry. Sometimes you can't cry at all. Sometimes you're numb and you just feel like, you know, you're on autopilot. You don't even know how you got through those times. But I tell you, when I look back, I feel like those are the times that he was carrying me through, because he says that when I'm weak, then he is strong. So, and I know I keep referencing God, but when I tell you that he has been the answer to every one of my problems in my life, every situation, every heartache, every situation I caused, situations other people caused me, you know, because I think the thing to remember also is that when you're hurting, the people who love you, they're hurting for you and they want to help you. And the lie that we tell ourselves is that no one understands how we feel and no one cares, and, you know, I'm all by myself. You're not. That's a trick, you know, of all of those negative thoughts. And what it programs you to believe is that you're alone. And I'm not saying that you don't feel alone, but I'm willing to bet my degrees on the fact that I feel like that loneliness that you feel is your spirit, man, is empty, because it's not being fed, you know, because that's what I realized over time, is that my flesh was being fed or damaged, and my spirit was not strong enough to help me through those times. And I feel like you just trying to practice to renew your mind and change those things. You can journal, you can meditate, because quietness is something that we need. And we live in a society that's not quiet. You know, there's constant stimulation all the time, whether it's visual or audio. It's still constant, and you have to be able to get to your spirit. You have to be quiet. You have to listen. You have to be able to breathe. So I would say that to get to your spirit and to clear your mind, meditation is a really good thing. And I know that sounds hard, or maybe like that's not something I want to do, or it's complicated or super spiritual, but it's really not. It's just you taking a deep breath and grounding yourself to how you feel. What am I feeling right now? What does it feel like? And you acknowledging how you feel. And if you're upset or hurt or whatever it is, you know, this is when you say, okay, well, show me what I need to do. I think being aware of how you feel is key to getting free from how you feel. Because if I can identify that these thoughts are negative, these thoughts are harmful, I can combat that and say, I want to live. I want to be happy. You know, all of the things that oppose that is what you can move into. And I just wanted to give a little clarity about what I meant about doing practical things to helping yourself overcome. One, you need to be kind to yourself because you matter. And two, you need to renew your thoughts. You need to retrain the soundtrack of your mind that's just playing over and over and over, because that's what's causing you to feel the way that you do. And if you don't know that you're loved, that you're wonderful, that you're special, that you're amazing, that you're talented, that you're kind, that you're a happy person, if you don't know all these things about who you are, then you're going to just continue to listen to that over and over, and you need to change it. And then third, like I said, you can find some other things that are useful to you. Some people like to draw. Some people, they like to write. Some people play music. Some people listen to music. Some people like to be outdoors. Some people like to create things. Like I love to decorate. That's just a part of me, the creative part of me. But you have to feed those things that make your soul happy, those things that make you happy. And they don't have to be what other people do, because that's what makes them happy. You need to find out what makes you happy. And I hope this was helpful. And we can talk some more. If you have questions about journaling, I can do a video on that. Self-talk, we can get more specific, and I can do separate videos if that's what you need me to do. But remember that if you feel like no one cares, I care. Go out and be a good person and make someone smile today.